Hey, this is Al McGee with YETicket.com. Well, the film I'm going to talk about right now is called The Fever. Now, this is directed by Maya Da-Rin. Now, this takes place in Manaus, Brazil, and happened in 2019. And it's called The Fever because at this time uh, there was a fever going around, but it was not contagious or anything in 2019. But today, hell, it's just out there. But at the beginning of the film, you see this 70-year-old woman. She has the fever. She's in the hospital, but they never identified it. They just told her she had the fever. So the film goes to, well, the main character, Justino. And Justino is played by Regis Marupu. Now, Justino is a 45-year-old member of the indigenous Desana people who migrated to Manaus, and he works as a security guard where they have shipping containers, where they ship out and ship in shipping containers. He's been there for about 20 years, but he had the same job for 20 years. Part of the reasons for that is because the racism going on because he's an indigenous person. And while he was working there, they hired this new white guy. He was working nights. The white guy, Justino, was working in the daytime. It was okay. But you can see that people was paying attention to him because he was an indigenous person. And they told on every little thing that he did. Uh, HR called him in once or twice, throughout the film and threatened to really fire him. Now, they didn't say, I'm going to fire you, but they used those little soft words, well, we're going to have to let you go. We let you go. You're not going to get anything like that. And, he understood that. So he never did anything differently or he never made any waves at his job. Now, this little town that he's in, now the industrialization have caught up with him because, he really misses living with his people in, you know, the area, in the woods, in the forest where he grew up. And, his family's still there, like his brother. Now he's in town, he has a daughter, and his daughter is a nurse, but now she's getting ready to go to school to be a doctor in Brasilia, and she got a scholarship. She's happy for that, and he's happy for her too. In fact, he promised to give her money and help her out, but she got a scholarship and all those good things. But then he starts to develop a fever himself. She takes him to the doctor, and because she works at a hospital, they he got in there first. They told him he had a fever, but he couldn't take off work because he was afraid of getting fired. They wouldn't let him off, as he claims to his daughter. He goes to work and things like that, but come home, he's tired, he's sick, and things like that. And at his home, he has a small home, that he really built himself. And he sleeps in a hammock so they can have room. But his daughter, she really has her own room there in that small home. They have a little stove top that they cook on. But they're very happy. He also has a son too. His son is married, has a daughter, but he's really caught up now into that type of life, that new life, because he was never really brought up in the forest and things like that, the way Justino was. In fact, Justino's brother visits him and reminded him the life that he used to have before he got caught up in the industrialization of the city. And Justino, he had other problems too, where there was a animal killing other animals around the city and also attacking humans. He thought he seen it, things like that. But the main thing about this is this: how an indigenous man like Justino, how he was able to, live in that new world that he's in now. It was kind of hard for him, and he really missed the lush natural world that he came from, because the world that he's in right now It's cold. No one really care about anybody. They're not family units. People don't really communicate with each other and things like that. And he really misses that. But I feel that Maya Da-Rin had a lot of messages in uh, this story that I really picked up on and that I really enjoyed. She really did a good job with this film, telling the story about Justino and also telling a story about what goes on in this town in Manaus, Brazil. It was very exciting for me to see this new type of life and also to see that, man, racism, it doesn't die out no matter where you at. So I'm going to give this 3 palm trees out of 4. 3 palm trees out of 4. This is a very good movie to watch. You should see it for yourself. It's subtitled, it's in a foreign language, but The Fever is a good film to watch. Watch it for yourself and let me know what do you think about it. Hey, thank you for watching my review. I'm Al McGee at yeticket.com.
This is your entertainment ticket. Latest and greatest.